The internet of bodies, the internet of all things, they have a plan, and it's becoming more common in the world. They have a plan to merge our bodies with machine, as we all know on this channel. We expose it a lot in our videos. So what is the internet of bodies? What is the internet of things? Because this is what they want for the entire planet and all of humanity. There are multiple ways to connect the body to the internet, to the cloud. Some ways are more extreme, which is implantable brain chips, chips implanted in the hand. Or there are other methods of getting your body connected to the internet. Can be through ingestibles, chips, heavy metals, smart dust being sprayed out of planes in the sky. You're breathing this in, you're ingesting it in. There are multiple ways that they can, nanotech, there is multiple ways that they can get this technology inside your body. So, the internet of bodies, what is it? We're going to be checking it out today. I hope you're all well, wherever you are in the world. I hope you'll have a lovely day, wherever you are. Let's get into the video. So, quick search on Google. Let's see what it says. And then we're going to watch some videos about it. What is the internet of bodies? The internet of bodies, IOB, is an extension of the Internet of Things, IoT, that connects the human body to a digital network via devices that are worn, ingested, or implanted. These connected technologies collect biometric data, track health metrics, or actively alter physical and neurological functions in real time. Categories of the Internet of Bodies devices. External wearables. Devices attached to the skin or worn on the body, such as smartwatches, fitness bands and smart rings that monitor heart rate, sleep and activity. Internal implantables and ingestibles. Devices placed inside the body, such as smart pacemakers, digital pills, cochlear implants and insulin pumps that can report metrics or treat medical conditions. Embedded. Advanced technology that fully integrates with human biology and maintains a continuous data link to external computing systems, such as emerging brain-computer interfaces. Brain chips.
Let's talk about Alex. He's in his 50s and generally fit and healthy. It's an ordinary day and he's at work. He feels a bit off, but ignores the symptoms, assuming it's because he's getting older and didn't sleep well the previous night. But Alex's smartwatch, which keeps track of his heart rate, temperature, oxygen saturation, and other vital signs, has sensed that his heart rhythms are out of whack. It turns out that his body is starting to exhibit the symptoms of cardiac arrest. Before things get worse, Alex's watch automatically contacts the paramedics, and he's rushed to the emergency room where the doctors are able to stabilize his condition. He's outfitted with an implanted defibrillator to keep his heart healthy. This defibrillator is connected to the internet, so he can monitor his heart rhythms real time, and his doctor can also see them in real time, remotely at her medical office. These are examples of the Internet of Bodies, an ecosystem of internet-connected devices that can alter the capabilities of our bodies or collect personal, intimate data about us so we can learn more about and improve ourselves. We're currently living in an era that's defined by what people are calling the Internet of Things. This is the network of everything that's connected to the internet, like your car or light bulbs. Think of the Internet of Bodies as a subset of, and a progression of, the Internet of Things. Many devices are moving onto and into our bodies. There's a small but growing movement of people who are early adopters of radical technologies like self-implanted devices. These early adopters are giving themselves new capabilities, and the Internet of Bodies is a part of that. In a lot of ways, these folks are setting trends in how we connect to technology. During my research on the Internet of Bodies as a researcher for the RAND Corporation, I met a man named Aaron who had about 7 microchips implanted in various parts of his hands. These chips are about the size of a grain of rice and are implanted just under the surface of the skin with an enormous syringe. Aaron was able to unlock his smart front door with 1 microchip and scan another chip with his phone and pull up his personal website. I asked him why he chose to implant these chips inside himself. He answered, "Because I can." Now, I know some of you might start Googling where you can get your microchip implanted, but others of you are probably a bit more cautious about the idea. Even though it's a proven safe technology, it's basically the same technology we use to chip our dogs and cats, it's probably not likely that getting so many microchip implants becomes mainstream. But my encounter with Aaron made me realize that the popularity of the Internet of Bodies is growing because, in addition to improving our health, these technologies can make us more capable, more efficient, more productive, and make our lives more convenient. I mentioned that we're living in the age of the Internet of Things. In many ways, we've been merging into the age of the Internet of Bodies for quite a while. All such devices pose privacy, security, and other concerns, but the Internet of Bodies holds a lot of promise. The story about Alex and his smartwatch is fictional, but not at all far-fetched. Wi-Fi connected defibrillators have been around for years, and though there are still some interoperability and sensitivity issues to work out with smartwatches, they're becoming better and better at tracking our health to the same level as medical devices. Other medical devices like prosthetic limbs, hospital beds, and sleep apnea machines are all being connected to the internet. When we combine all of this with the health apps on our phones and smartwatches and other devices that are gathering health and wellness information about us, the Internet of Bodies is going to revolutionize medical care. There are also consumer devices you can buy off the shelf. There are even devices for babies like smart diapers and smart pacifiers. My good friend recently gave birth and she was singing the praises of a smart bassinet that automatically responds to her baby when he's fussing and gives her a record of his sleep patterns. And there are devices that can be used during pregnancy to monitor contractions. So the Internet of Bodies might be a part of people's lives starting from before they're even born. What makes all this possible? These technologies weren't developed in a vacuum. They depend on scientific advancements that enable these gadgets to be small enough and comfortable enough for us to use easily, and that make the sensors accurate enough to correctly measure and record our information. What we're seeing is the perfect storm of scientific advancements that has set the Internet of Bodies in motion. Advancements in communications technology, data processing, electronics, nanotechnology, and material science. A critical component to the Internet of Bodies is the enabling infrastructure of internet and communications technology, which are becoming more and more advanced. New Wi-Fi standards are being developed that will mean we can connect many more devices than ever before with little concerns for lag or overloading or slowing. The number of Wi-Fi connected devices in the average American home is going to increase 5-fold, from around 10 to around 50. Satellite internet is going to bring the internet to remote or rural areas by putting thousands of satellites into low Earth orbit. And 5G and other advances in cellular communication are going to enable more and more devices to connect. The current 4G network can support around 60,000 devices in a square kilometer. In contrast, 5G, by some estimates, is going to be able to support around 1 million devices in the same area. On top of that, advancements in data processing and computing are going to make the Internet of Bodies easier to integrate in our lives. Massive amounts of computing power, in combination with machine learning and artificial intelligence algorithms, are going to allow us to personalize solutions that support how we live, work, and play. Revolutions like precision medicine will be possible, so that medical treatments and therapeutics will be designed specifically for our individual bodies. So, given all that infrastructure, let's ask ourselves what the future might look like just a few years from now. Well, think about yourself. Think about the clothes you're wearing right now. Electronics are getting smaller and can be integrated onto wearable stickers and into fabrics. So imagine that your clothes were covered with microsensors that measure your heart rate and body temperature, and they sensed that you were feeling overly stressed. So they emitted gentle vibrations around your tense shoulders to help you relieve stress, and you took a second to breathe. The Internet of Bodies will be able to automatically interact with your smart home and other Internet of Things devices. So your smart underwear could automatically connect to your smart thermostat, and you wouldn't even need to think about adjusting the temperature in your house. Electronics are so advanced that in some cases we can safely ingest them, and they can measure what's going on inside our bodies. In the near future, imagine that you pop an electronic pill that measures the nutrients and bacteria in your gut, and you're informed that you're low on vitamin D. So you go and sit outside in the sun. And while these are examples of devices at the individual level, we can also think about how they'll impact us at the community level. Maybe the Internet of Bodies can help us stop the next pandemic. In addition to the contact tracing apps on our phones, one day we could have sensors on our masks or on public toilets, doorknobs, and elevator buttons, and we might know exactly where a disease has spread. And if you can take one more technological leap with me, I'd like to take you even farther into the future. It's going to be even more radical. Here are 3 areas that researchers are working on. 1, you might start wearing contact lenses even if you don't need your vision corrected, because your smart contact lenses will be able to tell you the weather forecast or the name and title of the new person you're about to run into. 2, you'll be able to control your smartphone from your eyes, and videos will be beamed directly into your contact lenses. And 3, a built-in personal assistant could be implanted right into your brain. Instead of typing up your shopping lists or social media posts on a keyboard, you could have a brain-computer interface that automatically types your words when you simply think about them. The new frontier of the Internet of Bodies can help us understand and optimize ourselves to our fullest potential. There are still open questions about how we should handle the security, privacy, ethical, and other concerns associated with these devices. And because I can, might not be enough reason for some of us to adopt the more extreme technologies, but the devices that improve our health, that make us more efficient and more productive, are already becoming mainstream and have started to become ordinary parts of our lives. And as that continues to happen, we'll be able to connect to and become a part of the Internet as we never have before. Thank you.
So that was 10 minutes of a video of a woman convincing people why they should merge their bodies with these implantable technologies and various other methods. I've chopped it up a little bit and I'm going to play them one after another to you quickly. This is what I want to address from what I've took from this 10-minute video. Okay? Now keep in mind Revelation chapter 13, 16, 18. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Remember that whilst you're watching these clips.
The Internet of Things. Many devices are moving onto and into our bodies. There's a small but growing movement of people who are early adopters of radical technologies like self-implanted devices. I met a man named Aaron who had about 7 microchips implanted in various parts of his hands. These chips are about the size of a grain of rice and are implanted just under the surface of the skin with an enormous syringe. I know some of you might start Googling where you can get your microchip implanted. It's basically the same technology we use to chip our dogs and cats. A built-in personal assistant could be implanted right into your brain. Instead of typing up your shopping lists or social media posts on a keyboard, you could have a brain-computer interface that automatically types your words when you simply think about them.
So when you really narrow it down to the bare words in little clips, you can see that she's encouraging this audience to implant a mark in their hands or a mark in their foreheads, to implant a chip in their hand or a chip in the brain. So we can see here that this technology is going to have something to do with the mark of the beast in the Holy Bible. And it's as simple as that for the world to understand, but I don't think they want to see it. I don't think they want to know. But we do. That's why we built this channel. And we will continue to expose these evil, wicked people on the earth that think it's okay to connect our brains to the internet and take over our minds. Now, she said it's pretty much the same technology that you chip your dogs and cats. Well, your dogs and cats are 4-legged animals which are classed as beasts. Anything with 4 legs is a beast. And they're the chips that are going in the beasts. It's called the mark of the beast. The mark of the animal. The animal's being chipped. Is going to go in the human body. They're going to chip you like animals. And that's why this guy said this.
Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale.
You know, when they tell you what they think and they tell you what they're going to do, you should listen. Because these men control the earth and own everything on it. And when they tell you that humans are now hackable animals and they've got the technology to hack human beings, and your free will, your soul and spirit and free will, that's over, that's finished. You should listen and you should pay attention. And those who don't are going to be enslaved by the beast, the Antichrist, because they're all working under the beast. This technology is from the devil and it must be exposed, and we will expose it on this channel until we can't no more. So the Internet of Bodies, okay, is advancement of technology connecting the human body in various ways to the internet, to the cloud. Now there is this thing called smart dust. Many of you people have noticed that they are spraying the skies and there's lines all in the skies everywhere. And they look like chemtrails, they say, like these little dispersed clouds, lines coming out of the sky. Lines of cocaine in the sky, or sugar, if you will. What you don't realise is this is also technology. In this stuff that they're spraying in the sky, it's called smart dust. There are little particles of technology in this smart dust that's being pumped out of the planes all over the earth. A massive web over our heads is being built. They're building a big digital web grid above our heads. Satellite, Starlink, and smart dust, our big digital web. We are being imprisoned all over the planet. They're turning the planet into one gigantic brain. This is known as, what was it called? Why does this always happen to me? Why do I forget? This is known as the hive mind. So what they are doing is they are putting satellites up in the sky, Starlinks up, spraying this smart dust, these technologies, a big digital grid. It's a grid, that's why there's lines in the sky. It's a hive mind. They want you to connect your brains to the technology up there, this massive grid, this web they're doing, the cloud. They want you to connect to the cloud, their digital cloud. And every single human being on the planet that does this is going to be took over with mind control. Once you give them this is the last piece of your freedom. The last piece of your freedom is your mind. Once you give them this, once you let them in there in your mind, it's game over. The last piece of freedom that you have is free thinking, your mind. Let them take your mind, you will lose your soul. You will be an empty vessel being controlled by whoever's operating this system, which is going to be the Antichrist. Everyone's going to connect their brains together. They're going to be one mind, connected to the cloud, the digital cloud. The earth's being turned into one big brain. Right? And this is where we get in the Revelation 13 in the Holy Bible that all who dwell on the earth will worship the beast. They worship the dragon and they worship the beast. They worship this image to the beast that they set up. They set up this image of the Antichrist, and all these people who are taking this mark in their heads and hands are worshipping this image of the Antichrist on the earth. Everyone on the earth is going to be worshipping an image of the Antichrist, the man of sin. And how they're going to force you to do that is by literally taking over your mind through technology and making you do it. And then you've worshipped the Antichrist and his image, and that condemns you to the lake of fire with no forgiveness. So this plan of the internet of bodies is way, way bigger deal than you think. They want to get in your body to control your body, manipulate it through the internet to make you worship the coming new God, the Antichrist. And all who dwell upon the earth shall worship the beast, whose names have not been written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, and the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. Now, this is the thing. If you let them in your mind, they will take your soul. They can, believe it or not, with this technology, delete your memories and erase everything, your thoughts. They can erase your thoughts. They can erase your mind. How scary is that, to think that they could literally delete Jesus Christ from your memory, from your mind, and delete the Bible from your head, and delete everything you know about yourself in your head to make you an obedient slave to the system. There will be no rest day nor night, those who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receives the mark of his name. No rest day nor night. In those days, men will seek death, and death shall flee from them. Men will desire to die, but they will not be able to. Because once you put that in there, you will never switch off. You will never switch off when you put that in there. Once you give them that last piece of freedom you've got, your mind, it's game over. You're finished. And that's the truth. And it's also recorded by the words of God. God told us this too. You do that, you're finished. I'm not talking to these saved believers on my channel. I'm talking to anyone who's not saved, who might come across my videos. The internet of bodies is about connecting all of your brains to the digital cloud they're building above you. They're going to force the whole world to worship a new God. They're going to take over the minds. Mind control. This is why we know that all the celebrities in Hollywood have sold their souls to the devil, because they've sold their souls to the system by brainwashing you through Hollywood. It's a form of mind control. The television is telling you a vision. It's a form of mind control. The news, it's mind control. The algorithm that they push to you and everything they teach you at school is all heading in the same way. Be an obedient slave to the system. That's what they've done to us. School is no different to a prison. Even the canteen trays are the same as the prisons. The tables are the same as the prisons. School is a prison for your mind. That's the thing. School education is a prison for your mind. They make you think you're just a physical person. My name's Lance. I go to school, I learn maths and English, and I get a job when I'm older, and I do that till I die. That is what they've made. The Rockefellers made that, the school education board. They invented that. The bankers, the Rockefellers, everything has been put together for this very moment. The golden age of America, the New World Order. And this New World Order is about mankind transcending themselves and advancing themselves through technology to be their own gods. All of the tech billionaires that own everything in our lives that we use on our phones and our televisions, they're all transhumanists. All these billionaires are transhumanists. Now, I showed you in this video, there are many ways they can get this technology in your body, not just by implanting it with chips. It can be ingested. Some people are complaining about the food and the water. There are conspiracies about that too. It can be ingested. It can be injected. Synthetic mRNA was this. Synthetic mRNA is a form of technology. It's nanotechnology being pumped into the wing of the temple of the people. There were technologies in the shots. Okay? Synthetic mRNA. What does that do?
I think there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs on the medical front, particularly around synthetic mRNA. Although you can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I think with effort, that's not too crazy. You could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence.
Synthetic mRNA. There's going to be a lot of advancements on the medical front, Elon Musk said. Synthetic mRNA, which is a change in genes. Synthetic mRNA, you can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you wanted. That's what they've been doing since C-19. You got people out there turning on people for not wearing a nappy over the face, a mask. You had family members arguing over it. And they can't understand that they're all being enslaved by the technocrats. Synthetic mRNA was in these. Check it out. You just heard Elon Musk saying there's going to be advancement on the medical front. And you can turn someone into a butterfly with synthetic mRNA. So what was in the C-19 vaxes then? Just goes to show how dumb or ignorant people are on this planet, because we have the age of information now. We can research everything. They just don't want to see the truth. So I researched synthetic mRNA, C vaccines. Some people experience temporary nervous system responses affecting the sympathetic nervous system after mRNA C-19 vaccination, such as a fast heart rate or palpitations. These changes are typically short-lived and resolve on their own. Wait, what? synthetic mRNA was in the C19 jabs? So Elon Musk said that with synthetic mRNA you can turn someone into a butterfly. Right, so you're changing the genetics through this then. So all the people that did this in 2019 have sadly participated in transhumanism. Synthetic mRNA are like frequencies, technology. It's technology in the shot. They're pumping technology in the bodies, turning people transhuman. I can't believe this, guys. Klaus Schwab says if you take a genetic editing, it changes what it means to be human. It changes you. If you take a genetic editing, it's you who are changed. The transhumanists turn people transhuman on the planet from the C19 jab.
The difference of this forced industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, right. Just as an example, it's you who are changed. And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
Yeah. And offers certain kinds of possibilities that have to be careful about. When you began to do that kind of gene editing, some people worry that you are changing what it means to be human.
My partner received this jab. She was threatened to lose her job if she didn't take it. She was blackmailed. Many people on this earth were blackmailed with their livelihoods, their bills, their jobs, because they have to have this. This was transhumanism. Do you know how hard it is to study after you've seen your partner and people around you take this shot? After they had already done it. And you start researching yourself what they were doing. And you realise that this was this. You just heard Mr. Klaus Schwab say, if you take a genetic editing, it's you who are changed. And he wrote this. Man you just heard talk. The man you just heard talk. Don't tell me I'm crazy. I'm reading his books. The Great Narrative for a Better Future. C19, The Great Reset. In other words, enslaving the world through digital technology and upgrading the body, transhuman. As in the days of Noah, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. For in those days they were eating and they were drinking and they were giving in marriage. And then the flood came and took them all away. And in those days, there were giants, human women breeded with fallen angels. What would you say AI in this technology is? What would you say that this is? Looks angelic, right? AI, robotics, synthetic mRNA is from the fallen. The fallen are doing it again, entering the bodies of the humans on the earth. Humans are being corrupted through synthetic mRNA, changing their genes. People who've had that are now, you're not fully 100% human, you're transhuman. I don't want to scare you, I'm not saying you're going to lose salvation. The Bible says that this great city deceives all the nations through the sorceries. And when you translate sorceries in Greek, the Bible is translated from Greek. Sorceries translates pharmakeia, which is medicine. And I don't think it's just the odd paracetamol or tablet. I think it's this. That great city deceived with this. This guy, him, this devil. Yes. Changing what it means to be human and turning the planet transhuman. We now have fallen angels walking around, people who have merged with fallen angel technology through this and various other methods. This is fallen angel technology and it's in the shots. which means the fallen angels are coming into the human bodies again. The genes are being corrupted. Do you understand how important it is that we study, that we research, and that we wake up? The deception's already begun. It happened in 2019. They've told you.
I think there's going to be a lot of breakthroughs on the medical front, particularly around synthetic mRNA. You can basically do anything with synthetic RNA, DNA. It's like a computer program. So, I think with effort, that's not too crazy. You could probably stop aging, reverse it if you want. You can basically do it. You can turn someone into a freaking butterfly if you want with the right DNA sequence.
The difference of this forced industrial revolution is it doesn't change what you are doing. It changes you. If you take genetic editing, right. Just as an example, it's you who are changed. And of course, this has a big impact on your identity.
Yeah. And offers certain kinds of possibilities that have to be careful about. When you began to do that kind of gene editing, some people worry that you are changing what it means to be human.
So in 2019, people lost their minds, started turning on their family members, arguing with family members about things, about not wearing a mask, or about this, arguing about this and the masks, everyone arguing with each other amongst themselves about something that wasn't even real, it wasn't even true. It was an agenda to make you transhuman through synthetic mRNA, which has got technology in it. Now we need to wake up, because they're going to continue with this deception and it's going to get worse. As I showed you, the next step is implantable technologies. Microchips in the brain or in the hand. And in the sky, the lines you see them spraying is smart dust. It's all technology to hook you up to the Antichrist beast system. They're going to force you. They're going to take your mind if you let them. Okay? This is your last piece of freedom. This is the last line to cross. You let them take that, your destiny's hell. I'm talking to those who have not believed the gospel, who were not saved. Okay? It was clear in the Bible about this C19 2020. And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, by their sorceries were all nations deceived. This devil and Dr. Fauci and Trump's warp speed deceived all the nations through this. And on the World Health Organization logo, the devil's on it over the top of the earth. This was from the devil. This is all from the fallen angel. There's technology in it. So we need to wake up, guys, okay? If you took the do not be scared, I know many of you have took it. We do not have the spirit of fear, but a power and love and a sound mind. You were deceived by the merchants of that great city through medicine, sorcery. You were, yes. People out there will not admit it, but they were deceived by the merchants, the great men, the rich men. You were deceived. Dr. Fauci, it's all coming out now on the news, Dr. Fauci. What they've done with these shots, it's all coming out now. Anyone who took it was deceived. Sadly, my partner was among them. So now we need to wake up to the rest of their agenda. That they're spraying in the sky is also technology. The chips, they got you addicted to your technology, then they make you wear the technology, then they make you implant the technology. Mark of the beast. Inside the right hand and forehead. Okay, guys? We need to wake up the world. If you want to be saved, you need to believe in the gospel of Christ, death, burial, and resurrection, written in 1 Corinthians 15:3-4. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures. Believe in that gospel of his death, burial, and resurrection for the full payment of all your sins, and you shall be saved to eternal life. I don't know what else more to say to you guys in this video. I'm almost lost for words myself because I've read some of the books. I've listened to what they've said in the interviews, and I've seen what happened to the people. And now I know what's coming. I know what else is coming. I know what they're doing. The mystery of iniquity is already at work. The Antichrist is here, and I've got news for you all. He's on the world stage. He's more stout than his fellows. He's boastful. He's got a big mouth. Okay? And he's attacking countries with his military. He's not who many think he is. He's not. The beast will rise from the sea. He is going to. Until the next one, and there will be a next one, God bless.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Good, you okay?
Not bad. 77 pound 350, yeah?
Yes, that's right, yes. Okay. Doesn't work? Oh, there we go.
How do you do it?
Magic.
Huh?
Magic.
Ah, magic.
Now, hopefully, I'm about to pay for my groceries with my. That's the coolest thing ever.
We're in China, and this is how advanced the cashless payment is in this country. Right, so now I'm going to pay for it. I've left my phone and my card at home. I actually got nothing. Can't pay.
Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, this, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
That's over.
Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale.
It will, first of all, it will definitely happen. I was talking about 6G earlier, which is around 2030. I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual, kind of the most common interface.
Wow.
Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies. Advancing very fast. But can you imagine that in 10 years when we are sitting here, we have an implant in our brains, and I can immediately feel, because you all will have implants, and we measure your brain waves.
So we're into 6G now. I just finished 5G. I was a leader on 5G getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See how perfect it is? Achieve more in 6 months than almost any administration could accomplish in 8 years, and we're going to have a lot of good 6 months left. We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6, so we'll keep going. And we're going to really do something.
We're going to have a 6 and another 6 and another 6, so we'll keep going.